Hey friend, Graham here from recordingrevolution.com. Got a simple trick for you today that might be useful depending on your situation. I call it the vocal infinity delay trick. And generally, I'll use something like this when I feel like there is a gap that I need to fill in. Like I feel like there's some empty space I would love to kind of fill in. And you could use a pad or a keyboard or a synth or something, but you can also fill it in with vocal delays that you almost don't even know are vocal delays. Let me just let you hear what I'm talking about and show you how to use this simple trick because you might find it to be the exact thing you need in the right situation. So here is a song where it's very intimate vocal and a guitar, and there's a lot of space in between the vocal phrasing, and it sort of feels empty. Here it is by itself.
And if you need someone to love, darling, you've got me. Lay your head on my shoulder, let your worries be.
Now, mind you, there's nothing wrong with this, but in context with the rest of the song, if you were mixing this, you would know that it's like this for most of the song. There's just, it's nice at the beginning where it's intimate, but then you get to verse 2 and chorus 2, and it's the same, and the voice just seems like a guy in a room, and that's cool for a while, but to move the song along, it needed something else in this second part, or this verse 2, chorus 2 area. And so this is what I've done. I'll let you hear it, and then I'll show you how I'm doing it.
And if you need someone to love, darling, you've got me. Lay your head on my shoulder, let your worries be.
Right? It's very subtle, but it's like this glue where there's this infinite vocal delay happening underneath. It doesn't sound like a repeat or an echo. It just sounds like murmuring, and it's in the key of the song, and it creates harmonies because it is a delay of his vocal. When he moves around the melody, he's then harmonizing with himself from previous inside the delay. It's a really cool thing. Again, here it is with and then without. I'll just do the vocal.
And if you need someone to love,
Without.
and if you need someone to love.
Right? It's a nice thing. So what are we doing here? Well, he already has a reverb on him, and we won't talk about that. That's that room sort of sound he's in. But what really I'm talking about is this swell, a track I'm calling Swell. And all it is a multi-delay plugin. This is a cool stock delay plugin inside of Pro Tools. And the idea is to get a multi-delay. So something that allows you to ping pong at least 2 times. But what I love about this is you can use up to 5 taps on it. So just like a multi-delay guitar pedal where you can set each one to pan at a different interval, a different level, not pan, but repeat or ping and echo. And so it's splitting up into 5 delays, and I just started with the default setting and tweaked from there. I tweaked the feedback amount, I tweaked some of the delay levels, and what you want to do is, let's see, this track here. By itself, this is the setting I got, and let me get the swell track. I've got it around -20, but here it is a little bit louder.
And if you need someone to love,
someone. So it's like, it's so much that if you were to bring up the send, we're using a send to send some of the vocal into another track that has this multi-delay on it. If you send too much of it, it will sound like it's going to explode and overwhelm you, and that's when you're on the right track. And I had to increase the feedback to be long enough to stick around in between really big gaps later on in the vocal phrasing. So I played with the feedback, but I found a level that kept it subtle. So it's around -20.
and if you need someone to love,
But that's a little too obvious, right? Because I hear a lot of the crispiness, the S's and the T's. Someone to love, the T's are coming in. I don't want to notice the delay like that. I just want to fill in the cracks. So you got to filter it out, and that's why I've added an EQ right after the delay on this delay track, where I've rolled off the top end, right? I did a high pass to roll off the low end, so it's not going to get too beefy, which wasn't really going to be a problem, but just in case. And then I've rolled off the top end with a low pass filter. So I'm cutting off everything above 1K basically. So it becomes really muted.
And if you need someone to love.
Right? So the echo, and I turned it up there for you so you could hear more of it. The echo and the delay is more low mid. You know, it's where it fills in sound, but isn't very present. Because if it's present, your ears will pick up on it, and we don't want to pick up on it. It's not the main thing. The lead vocal is the main thing. It's a beautiful lead vocal. It's a very intimate song. We're not trying to create a new sideshow over here to be like, look at me, I've got a, multi-tap delay. No, what we want to do is subtly fill in the cracks. So we send a little bit of it to this crazy big delay with lots of feedback that then we sort of mute and tame with a filter. We pull the send down so it's just enough. And then what I did is I took it a step further is I sent this new delay, which is going out to my mix bus, by the way, which it should. But I'm using a send on this to send a copy of the delayed signal and put it into the room reverb, which is bizarre. But the idea, and this is a fun trick you can do where you can send delays into reverbs. And you can go crazy with that. But on this one, I just wanted to extend the delay a little bit more and actually put a room sense of ambience on the delay, which sounds backwards. But now I'm using just a little bit, sending a little bit of it to the reverb, which is hardly noticeable in the mix, but it sort of extends it for me a little bit.
And if you need someone to love.
Just a nice little extra touch. And in the end, it's just a beautiful way to mix the vocals.
And if you need someone to love, darling, you've got me. Lay your head on my shoulder. Let your worries be.
It's beautiful. It's very angelic. And it can be a nice thing to spruce up a boring, gap in the vocal phrasing while keeping it subtle. So there you go, the vocal infinity delay trick. Try to use a multi-delay if you can. 5 is great, but it's going to be a combination of those ping pongs, getting the timing of them just the way that makes sense with the tempo of the song and it doesn't seem distracting or too slow or too fast. Increasing the feedback so it really spins out of control, filtering off the top end and low end. And then if you really want to be crazy, send some of that delay into a reverb and add that to the mix, and you'll have a really nice ambient sound that fills in the cracks. And if you'd like some more mixing and recording tricks, and actually not even tricks, but an entire step-by-step plan to help you get the most out of the songs that you're working on right now, I want to give you something called my 6 Steps to a Radio-Ready Song Guide, which is going to be a helpful resource for you if you're just skimming through random YouTube videos looking for a tip or a trick here and there. You're going to get just a nugget, which is a piece of the puzzle. I want to give you the whole puzzle. I want to give you the whole plan of how to go from song idea to a finished master radio ready song that you're ready to share with the world, stream on Spotify, make it sound great. There's generally 6 steps that every song goes through. A lot of different little mini things, but it's just 6 simple steps if you break it all down. And every song has to go through them. And so what I've done is distilled that all down into an easy readable PDF that's like something you can reference every time you make a song. And if you just follow the steps and do it in order, you won't skip anything. And you'll be able to maximize the sonic potential of your song so it sounds worthy to be played on the radio or to be played on Spotify or to be streamed next to your favorite artists. It's a super helpful resource. I mean, thousands of people have downloaded this thing and have benefited from it. And it's absolutely free. It's a way to sort of be a companion to this video. So download it as my gift to you at radioreadyguide.com. I'll put the link here on the screen. It's right below in the description box. But radioreadyguide.com. It's a free PDF, simple read. Read it once, but then apply it And if you're into this kind of stuff, then hold on to it and reference it. Come back to that guide every time you're making a song, and it'll ensure that you get the absolute most out of your tracks and get them sounding like the pros, which is what you're trying to do. It's what I'm trying to do, and that's why I put this guide together. So it's my free gift to you just for watching this video. Again, it's at radioreadyguide.com. Excited to hear what you do with it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing to these videos. I appreciate it a lot, and I'll see you on another video real soon.